I wanted to show you how to format in MLA 8 or 9. They're both kind of the same, which is what is required in this English C1000 class. Now, first off, MLA is Modern Languages Association. Most English departments use their formatting, the humanities use their formatting style. But when I say formatting, I just mean where do you put things? Where do you put your name? Where do you put the page number? Because of course, the paper has to have a name and a page number and that sort of thing. So most people use Drive, Google Docs, the Google product. So I'm going to go ahead and open a new Google Doc. I didn't save this as a template so that you could see me go through it, everything that you would typically do. But basically, when you open a new Google Doc, let's give it a title. Will be formatting example. And what I want you to do is go ahead and first thing is to make the font Times New Roman 12. Okay, Times New Roman and 12. Then I want you to, before you've written anything, I want you to go ahead and do the line spacing and double it. Okay, now I got there that way. If you do format, you can do line and paragraph spacing and do double from there. So there usually are a few ways. Sometimes they're shortcuts. So put Times New Roman 12. You'll put your last name. So let's say this student is, I'm sorry, it's not typing. Okay. Joe Doe is the name of the student. We need to put the last name and page number at the top right in a header. Now, sometimes you can double click up and start the header that way. I found it's probably easiest. You can also insert a header, but it's probably easiest just to insert the page number. So on the insert menu, come down to page elements and do page number. And we want this one that's at the top right. Okay. So once you've done that, make sure that this font is still Times New Roman 12. It was, but sometimes it's not. Make sure it's Times New Roman 12. And so then we put that student's last name or your last name in a space, and then click out of it. So that 1 will change to a 2 when we get to the next page. Because I didn't type in a 2, I inserted on page elements the page number here. This page number will keep that updated. Next, you write Professor Hunt. Then you write the class. It's English C1000. And then I want you to put the CRN number here. Okay. After that, you put the date. I'm writing this on the 30th of May, 2026. Make sure you do it this way. You do day, month, year. You do not need any commas because we started with the number and then we spelled the month and then we had a number. So the numbers aren't confused. We don't need any commas. Like if we did May 30th, 2026, we want to separate those numbers with a comma. Next is a title. So titles are centered. And then, so here you will write an awesome title. The title is very important. It should give a hint about what you're writing about, what you want to say. In my C1001 courses, I make all of my students do a 2-part title. You're welcome to do that. In a 2-part title, the first part is a little more general, what the topic is, and the second part after a colon would be the more specific thing that you're trying to say with your paper. But your title should hint at what your main point is, or what it is that you're trying to say. Now, before I begin the essay, what I'm going to do is indent every paragraph. The first line of a paragraph is indented. And I want you to use these tools up in the ruler. Okay, so if I put my mouse over the very top, I call it a hockey puck, but this is a narrow rectangle. It says first line indent. If you pull that a half an inch to, it says 0.5, but that's a half an inch between this triangle mark and the 1. This triangle is set, and you notice, as a 1-inch margin. Okay, and then the paper is normally 8.5 pages, and the right margin is set at 6.5 inches. So you have 6.5 inches of writing space. But use these tools in the this is called the ruler. And if you don't see the ruler, go up here where sorry, it says view, and make sure that ruler is checked. So view ruler. And make sure you do your paragraphing. And don't do this until you start your paragraphing, because I don't want you to indent these first page headings. I don't want you to indent your title. You just start it here. And once you've done that, every time you hit enter, it'll keep the same formatting. The first line is indented. I just want to show you that it formats correctly. Is dented 1/2 inch. By using the hockey puck in the ruler tools, and the subsequent lines start on the left margin where the triangle is. All right, so so now you can see it's basically when I've gone beyond a line, it's on the left margin, wherever this triangle is, because if I move it, the whole thing's going to move, which we will do later when we do long quotation. But anyway, this is where the first line of each paragraph, so if I'm down here and I hit enter, it's going to go ahead and indent for me. All right, so get in the practice of using the ruler tools, because they are going to be needed when we do bibliographies. And by the third, fourth week, we're going to be doing bibliographies on everything we write. So you definitely want to not use the tab button, but use the ruler tools. Much better way of formatting. All right, so that's the basic formatting for MLA. And I will be showing you more later as we do other things.